So to be clear, your modern woman is masculine and the traditional woman is your modern slave. Make it make sense. Welcome back to Oracles by MJ. I am MJ. That's me.
I am royalty.
Now, before we get into specifics, how are we truly feeling? Because Lord knows if we're not feeling good, we cannot take in this information. Now, the topic of dating, or the topic of marriage, or the topic of just being, masculinity, femininity. Where do you fall most, or shall I say, where do you fall most? Because we all have a little bit of both in us. Just a little bit. As of lately, I've tuned into several podcasts, enough to have an understanding of what the world looks at a masculine woman as and a feminine woman as. Now, this masculine woman turns out to be our today's modern woman. Now, that's as it applies to everyone. I want to give you guys a little insight, a little understanding of where I'm coming from and maybe my personal feminine journey. Growing up, the only man that I had to look up to was my grandfather. My father wasn't around because of whatever he decided to do, respectively, because he's back in my life and I love my father. But hey, he wasn't around during those years where I'm observing and learning and taking in this information so I can actually utilize it in my life in the future, which is what I'm doing now. Now, without there being that man in the house to see, how he handles things with his wife, whether it be emotionally, financially, whatever have you, because when it came to my grandfather, he was a working man, is a working man. You know what I mean? So I saw that aspect of it, of a man should be working. But as far as getting through arguments, knowing how to talk to your man, what your man shouldn't say to you because of the respect and because of the roles that we have, that we took on, certain things, it just was left out. So when it came to me dating, I had to kind of learn on my own as far as the things you probably shouldn't say to your man, let alone a man. You see, in my house, because my mother was the only provider within the home when it comes to the mom and the dad, I saw the woman as the provider. I saw it as a woman don't need help. I saw it as I could do it by myself. And I watched a documentary, I'll link it down below, 1986, just black women saying and confident in it, they were not going to marry their child's father and they can do it on their own. We're not going to talk about why this is, whether it's the system or what have you. We're not going to talk about that. It's just the fact of the matter that these women actually feel and believe they don't need a man. And I used to have these same feelings because this is what I witnessed. I said, oh, my mother, knowing damn well my mother wants to be, nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be miserable. So knowing that, yeah, we may want somebody, but it can be done by yourself. No, we understand you had to do it by yourself. We understand in those respects, but nobody wants to do it by themselves. I don't want to do it by myself. So I had to revert my whole way of thinking, and still, because I'm still learning what to say and what not to say, because that's your man. You should say that to him. I'm in a point in my life where I have my little lady. I am with my child's father, and I don't want to be with anyone else. There's no if it doesn't work. Of course, there's that thought. But why are we thinking about that? So, learning how to bite my tongue, learning not to say certain things because it is disrespectful, and what men just want respect and peace. And knowing that, and I'm just disrespecting, what the hell, what would you think that would do for my relationships? So learning how to curve the tongue, learning that everything that's on my mental does not have to be said. And even sometimes now, I'll say something and I'm like, oh damn, that was an inside thought. You didn't have to say that out loud. You could have kept that to yourself. I pinpoint it and I find it within myself as well. What was that? Damn fly. But hey, so with that background of the woman being the provider, of course I still want to be able to, you know what I mean? I already know what it's like being single and providing and doing everything for me. I know how to take shit out of boxes and put it together. I know how to follow instructions. I know how to do the things that every woman should know how to do, which is feed themselves, clean the home, and keep it together. And these are things that everyone should know how to do. But yes, I can do these things, but I also will not sit here and say I don't need a man. In order to be happy in life, statistics say that married people live longer. Married people live longer. I'm trying to live as long as I'm trying to live the best, healthiest life I can for as long as I can with the right partner. So you hear how that goes? Now, I'm at the point in my life, like I was saying earlier, I want to submit. That's the type of woman I am. I want to do what my man say. You know what I mean? And my man has me he will not steer me wrong. So any decisions that he make whilst leading and I am following, I can trust. I can trust that. And I want to trust that. So lead. I'll cook, I'll clean, I handle my business even still. And take care of our little people. What's so hard? What is so hard with, is it the fact that we're not rich yet and you can't provide the things that we want in the end? No. We're still working towards that. And in the process, I don't mind cleaning. I don't mind cooking. You know why? Because I didn't put me on the back burner. I'm still working on the goal. I did not forget who I am. And I'm still learning. But I don't put my growth on any type of hiatus. Like I may put my work or anything else on a hiatus. I don't put me on a hiatus. So hey, to each his own. Some women do not want to listen to a man. And then some women do. And I'm one that does. To the right man, of course. To my man, of course. Let's be happy. I done learned that masculine shit don't work. I don't feel like being out in the streets going back and forth with a man. First of all, we're not going to talk about why the man is even going back and forth with me as a woman. But I don't want to do these manly things. I'm not trying to compete with you. I'm just trying to nurture you, give you this inspiration that I have for everyone, including you. And I'm just here to help you grow and be better, because we may mature faster than men. And if that is the case, what's the problem with just being your man's wheel and just letting him steer it? I just made that up. That was nice. Yeah, I'll be your wheel and you steer it. I'm at the wheel. I am the reason you are even able to go these places. But yeah, you steer. You steer. Good night, my loves. I hope I got this message through to you guys. My feminine journey, it doesn't stop. I'm still learning. as far as my transition in words, as far as my etiquette, my mannerisms. You know, I had to text my mother the other day and say, was I always a tomboy? And she said, for the most part, kinda, yeah. So yeah, this is a whole learning process, and I'm in it. I'm ready to reap the fruits of my labor from my man. Good night.